Hello and welcome, Rahul. You're watching me on YouTube channel my talks, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. See, whenever I come in front of you, I want to instill some knowledge, and some positivity around, because it is important that whatever we have gotten, in the time that we have gotten, we have to apply it into learning something valuable. And if you will have knowledge, a stack of knowledge and excellencies, then its implications will certainly pull off some meaningful resources to us. Maybe we will be able to capitalize, we will be able to make more money, and we want to live a better livelihood. That is what is our purpose, and that is why all the education and the system that we have installed in our world, the purpose is that we become more literate, we become more able and apt for each and every work and opportunity that come in front of us. The problem that we solve are going to give the better opportunity to the world, and better applications of resources. That is what we want. We want better livelihood, we want better standard of life each and every time, and we have eradicated a lot of poverty and colonial societies that have lived on this earth, and that is what the modern societies are able to make progress. And we want to foster better progress, and better progress will come when everyone will be literate, when everyone will be having opportunities to implement their excellencies and pull off something important out of that. Because many people, when they will work together, they will be able to devise something important. Some implementations of better science and technologies can transform our ability to apply resources and make it more and more productive. So if you really want to proliferate our production, we have to use better technologies, better human resources, better all the resources that are available, minerals and everything that are available on this earth. If we will be using it better, we can solve the problems of society, because we want to have livelihood to each and everyone. We want to have everyone the ability that they can be, someone who can have a shelter, who can have braids in their hand, who can have clothes, to wear. And that is why, if you are having basic amenities, you will be able to think better. If you don't have basic amenities, you won't be able to think in a better way, because a scarcity of resources doesn't give you opportunity to think out of domain. And when you will have resources, you'll be able to think better in better domain, and better resources you'll be able to apply, and you'll be able to pull off better reality for our own world. That is what we have to learn. See, in current scenario, whatever we have done to our societies or our country, we have to make it better. Still we are developing, but we are not at for China or at for USA. We have to become more and more advanced. We have to use better technologies. We have to leverage the resources that we have. And if we will not make today's better companies and better inventions, then we will be left far behind. The digital revolution that has come, India should be a part of that, but we haven't developed our own OS. We haven't developed better apps and technologies that can be used in our country. And we have to be self-reliant. So if we want to be self-reliant, the advancement in technology should be catched. If we will not catch the advancement and the technologies that is going to prevail in this world, then we will be left far behind. These decades that have passed, the 20th century, 21st century, especially 2010 to 2026, it was a very vital time. We would have implemented this time into pulling off something better, because we haven't done that. Artificial intelligence is coming, we are still far behind. We have not developed any kind of our own operating systems, not even better Silicon Valley we have developed in our country. So many resources we have to build, better companies we have to build, and if everyone will come together, then only we will be able to foster that reality. Because we want better human resources, we want investment in infrastructures, and sometimes we want protection from these giant companies who are always eager to evaporate their rivals. So some kind of stance the government have to take. The government will not take such kind of a stance, then these companies that we want to foster, that we want to develop in our country, won't be able to provide the resources that we need. So it is essential to make our own operating system, to make our own production of advanced technologies, our own platform on each and every technology, better communication systems, not only communication system, but technologies, because the social media is driving everyone. And if we won't have our own social media, then others technologies can manipulate our society and can cater the needs of those people who want to make the government, because government can be manipulated. Means other people, suppose if the whole society will be given some content, which will be polarizing their mindset, they will elect someone, based on that kind of information, because the information that you consume is what defines our own intensity of our own consign. If we want to have rational thinking, then we have to consume rational content as well. But if it will be polarized, if it will be manipulated, then the whole government system will be elected as per their intended fabrication, whatever they have done to public. That is what will be invented. So we want to protect all these things. We have to be self-reliant, and being technologies, if we think of technologies, we have to be self-reliant in that way field. It is one of the most important and essential thing that we should look into, and we have to create some giants, in under umbrella of the government production. If it will not have, then it will be very late to catch up these technologies, because artificial intelligence and its implications are broad. These are like human resources. Better than that, they can solve real life problems, and with quantum technologies, with quantum computers, they can solve bigger problems. Huge potential is there, and many and many inventions will happen, many and many new research will happen, and these will augment their power. Whoever will have computability power, and along with that thinking ability like artificial intelligence, they will be able to implement all these things and pulling off each and every equations faster, and development will happen rapidly. If we do not want to be dependable on others technologies, then today we have to take a stance. Developing powerful artificial intelligence system is important. Developing our own robust OS system is important. Developing our own Silicon Valley is important. That is what we have to think. If we are not thinking all these things, and we are leaving our world behind, even many ministers are just closing their schools, which is totally crime. It is a crime to make your own people illiterate. In 21st century, if you are doing this kind of crime, no one will forgive you. After 100 years, the whole country will be so devastated that you won't even imagine. So if we want to catch up with developing and developed countries, we have to think of that. We have to foster our reality. We have to nurture our prodigies in such a way that they can flourish this world in a better way. If we can only educate our people, the premium education that we want to give, only that can be provided to them, that will change the fate of the country within 20 years. That is what I want to tell you. Educate each and everyone, make education possible for each and everyone, and give them better education, practical and pragmatic educations, solving problems, problem oriented, and solving solution oriented technologies, learning, and all these education. If you provide to your people, the whole country will become one of the best, container of prodigies. That is what we want. For that, we have to think, we have to be visionary. We cannot think of our own power only. If the politicians are being concentrated, and they are not becoming conscientious, if they are not becoming more and more prevalent in giving knowledge and education to all the people, then their pessimistic view will certainly drain the quality of our prodigies. That is what I want to tell you, because we have immense potential. I'm telling you that India has got such a youth population. This is a very, this can be gold. The young population is your best resources, and if you provide them, equip them with better technologies, with your own technologies and artificial intelligence that can be used, to proliferate better technologies, and so to give solutions to all the problems, and that is what we want. Thank you for listening to me.